Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jamie, and this is Hot Dog Crochet. I am coming to you from Wyoming. Normally, I have a video that I upload on Wednesdays for you guys, but today I do not. Um, Time just got away from me, and I did not finish that shirt. I think I'll have it finished by next Wednesday so I can upload that video for you guys. So right now I'm working on a leggy frog. Um, and what else am I doing? I'm just basically using up as much yarn as I can on easy, quick projects. My mom has been working, oh, I don't know where it's at. She's been making glamour chicks, and that has been really awesome. So the glamour chicks are chickens with, like sunglasses and boots and googly eyes and, you know, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff put together that needs eyes because when mom gets back, we are going to work on said eyes. So that'll be fun. Um, what else? I do need to announce the winners from Saturday's giveaway. The live giveaway, Zan won the blue crab, and then for the email giveaway, Susan won, and she won a orange crab. So I will be making an orange crab, and it's going to be out of this colorway, which is basically, if you know anything about Colorado, it's Broncos orange. So that'll be interesting. What else? So right now I'm making a leggy frog. Um, I have a big box right there that is filling up with things that need eyes, which is important because we will be working on eyes this afternoon, I think. What else? I got, of course, orange yarn in, the yarn that I just showed you. For that project. And then I also got another skein of yellow, but it is a completely different, it's supposed to be the exact same color. And as you can see, they're two completely different colors. It's not a bad color, it's just not what I was expecting. So for reference, this is a leggy frog. They're pretty darn easy to make. I'm making a red one right now. I'm gonna I'll probably make some octos out of this as well because I need to use up this particular yarn. It's not the greatest for crocheting with, but it works. But it's not something that I would use for typical amigurumi or plushies because I have to go down so far on my hook size to get it to not have holes. When you're making something like this that you're not stuffing, um, it's there's absolutely no problem with using it because I don't have to worry about stuffing falling out or people seeing the stuffing between the stitches. I hate when people, when you can see the stuffing between the stitches. And so if I'm using the appropriate hook, but for whatever reason, I have a couple of stitches where you can kind of see through, I just take my needle and my yarn and cover that area up so that you cannot actually see through it. Um, what else do I do? Um, oh, I didn't show you. I finally put the bee dragon almost all together. He's got his wings back here. He's got his big stinger. Um, these are technically his horns. So now what I need to do is put eyes on him. I haven't done that yet. I will. Um, but I am very excited to finish that up because I have a whole bag of things that are completely done. Let me see here. Or that don't need eyes or faces, but this is I think a Jigglypuff. Sorry, I'm not a Pokemon person. What else do I have down in here? Well, I have one thing I'll show you that's really big that I haven't shown anybody yet. Let me get it up and out. Here we go. So this is Anchor. He has orange in his eyes because none of the blues and greens that I had worked real well with his particular color scheme. So he is massive and hopefully will be kind of like a showpiece. Next, well, tomorrow, on tomorrow's live, I will be talking about and showing you guys the thumbnail. It is a sausage, the pattern is called Sausage Dog. And so I made a dapple dachshund and it turned out huge. I was expecting it to be large, but not to be quite that large. However, it's really pretty. So I went outside and I got some pictures and some video of it on the skateboard. That's not a skateboard. Scooter, on the scooter. Um, because I wanted something kind of cute and fun and springtimey. What else? I also did I'm gonna work on a reel, and hopefully get that up today of the dachshund. Um, I'm pretty proud of it. It's over 2 feet long and well over oh, it's probably about 8 inches tall, and it is a very nice large plushie. Um, so I'm very proud of making that, and I made it basically in one day. However, I had to sew on I made everything one day, and then all the parts that had to be sewn on, I did that the next day. Um, just because I don't sew stuff at nighttime when I am sleepy because I do not do well with that at all. It's, wings end up on the underside of the belly and, eyes go off in the weird directions. So I just like to wait until I'm more fresh to try and do that stuff because I really don't like sewing at all. But it's part of doing amigurumi and doing plushies and doing crochet and knitting because I crochet and I knit. I don't really have anything close by that I do. I crocheted this. This is just a little cardigan. What else did I do? I have crocheted a bunch of shirts and I crocheted pants for myself. And I'm working on a shirt for myself right now. It's going to have the pineapple stitch motif in the front, and then it's going to have mesh stitch in the back. I'm just kind of randomly picking colors and putting it together because it's going to be kind of like a spring summer shirt and probably end up being also a fall shirt, especially with the colors that are in it. Right now it has maroon and gray in it. And I think I'm going to start adding in green, and we'll see how it looks because I have a couple different colors of green that I can use. And I am pretty excited to find which one works best with it. I started a flower lovey last night. I have not finished it yet. I need to do the actual flower part. Whoops, I got to go in the wrong way. This is the body of the flower baby. And it took me a long time. It took me probably about an hour and a half, but I was also very tired because I was doing. I'm sorry. Someone was calling. Um, I worked on my flower baby. I started this at like 11:30, and I got the body and everything put together like around 1 o'clock in the morning. And that's when I had to tap out. It was time for me to go to bed. Um, but it really what isn't easy to follow pattern. I'm pretty sure that I got it off of um, I got it off of Etsy, and it's a very clear pattern. Beanie the dragon snuggler or mini dragon snuggler. I no hate towards the person that designed that particular pattern. I just really struggled with how the pattern was written and the instructions because I felt like it wasn't as clear as it could be. Um, but maybe that's the way that some people really like their patterns. I don't know. I just know that I found it more difficult to complete that, which I did do, and my dragon snuggler came out looking pretty cute. Where is he? Let me see if I can find my dragon snuggler. He's probably at the bottom. Yep. No, that's not him. Here he is. So this is my dragon snuggler. He has his little horns and his spikes. He's got his nice little tail with a spike on it. And realistically, it's a really quick make because all you have to do is stuff the head and everything else. Well, they do recommend stuffing the feet, but I didn't because I used Bernat blanket and then some Amazon yarn that is very close to Bernat blanket. And so they worked up thick enough that I didn't feel like they needed to be stuffed. So realistically, all I did was stuff the head and then crochet everything else and then sew everything together. And I'm pretty sure that it could actually be converted to where you crochet everything together. I just didn't do that. So we'll have to, if I do it again, and I probably will, I'm going to have to work on that pattern a little bit for myself, not for, not for anybody else, just for myself so that I can create a dragon faster and more streamlined. Um, but realistically, that's a fairly quick pattern to work up. It's not as quick as say like a leggy frog, but it does work up fairly quick. My leggy frogs are taking me, I think, about 20 minutes when I'm not stopping and talking and umming and showing things. Not, trying to think. They work up so much faster when I'm not on camera. But that's part of it is like thinking up what to say to folks The other part of it is probably being nervous about being on camera. I've been doing lives on YouTube for quite a while, and this is my first live on Facebook. Now, if you comment on Facebook, I'm sorry, I did not do the permissions correctly, so I won't be able to see your comment. But if you do comment, I greatly appreciate it. Um, so I'm kind of new to the Facebook thing, and I have been doing lives on YouTube for a while now, but going live on Facebook is new to me, and I'm hoping that I can reach a little bit different audience than what I have with YouTube. I am a small business owner in Wyoming, and we sell plushies and loveys. We sell plants like the African violets. My mom has the greenest thumb out there. We will be adding a bunch of stuff to our website and having that go live later on this month. It's not live yet, but our website is hotdogcrochet.com. We are going to be selling outside of our house this year, spring and summer and maybe fall. So if you're in the Cheyenne area, you're more than welcome to stop by. We're on Warren Avenue, and we'll have our tent out and our tables out. You'll be able to see us on the corner. And if you want to come visit our pop-up and you want the exact address, just shoot me a message and I will I'll respond within 24 hours. I think we may be doing a couple of markets this year. I was going to try and hold off on that, but I do believe that Mom. Oh, thank you, T God. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how to say your name, but thank you very much. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to try and hold off on doing our markets until next year, and just sell out in front of the house because we're zoned for business. And Mom would like to go to a couple of markets. So we are going to be doing a couple of markets. Our first market is in May, and that market is a plant sale. So we are taking the plants, but I'm also going to be taking some flower levies. I'm going to be taking some plants in crocheted pots. I think I might even make it's called a cat kiss. Basically, it's a cat cactus with flowers, which is pretty interesting to me. I think that I may take a couple other plushies with us, just so that we have kind of a wide range and a range of prices. That way there's hopefully something for everybody. We'll also be doing a market at the event center, and it's going to be it seemed like it was kind of high priced, but then we found out that it's actually a 2 weekend market. And so you're there 2 weekends in a row, which makes the price of the table a lot more economical. So I'm pretty happy about that. And my I'm supposed to have a helper this summer as long as he still wants to, selling plushies and doing all the business stuff. I'm excited. He hasn't been around as much with us. He's been spending more time with his mom's family, and there's no problem with that. He is, you know, a young man, and, it's nice to see him when we get to see him. And so I'm excited that he's going to be at the house this summer, um, because I've missed having him around. I like his smile and, his humor. And, he's growing up, and I feel like we've missed quite a bit that, last time I saw him, he was kind of short, and all of a sudden he's really tall. And I kind of miss seeing all the great grands. Since Grandma's passed, we really haven't seen all the great grands very often. Um, I call them the great grands because they were Grandma's great grandchildren. But they're my cousin's children, both of my cousin's children. Um, I don't have any children, thank goodness. I just have a four-legged dog that likes to go out and bark. The back door is open, so you may hear some dog barking, or you may not. They come in and they go out, which is fine. I have supposed to be a miniature dachshund that's not so miniature. And then my mom has a Chiweenie that is pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I hope you're doing well. I am working on that sweater video, but I didn't get it done for today. So I'm hoping to have it done next Wednesday for you. But I have been working on that, and hopefully I can get that out to you. Thank you for the suggestion. And, I hope that you're doing well. So I'm almost done with my leggy frog. And I'm going to take a shortcut because I don't like sewing very much. And so I am going to jump in here, and when I get to the end of this round, I am going to crochet it shut rather than um, do the sewing. And I'll get it crocheted real quick, and then hide my tails, and I can start on something else. So, gotta hide my tails real quick. Pull out the stitch marker. And there is a red leggy frog. This yarn is Bernat, but it's like super duper tiny. And so I'm doubling up on it just because it's not I don't know. I don't want to have holes. Well, I do, but not. I want to have holes that I expect, not holes that I don't expect. So I think the next thing I'm going to make is an octopus. But first, I'm going to hydrate because my throat's getting a little dry. Mm. Okay. So I'm trying to use up all my old um, yarns, like my old Bernat and a bunch of stuff. I have purchased some new yarns that I was going to try and wait on using, but yeah, that didn't happen. I am really thrilled with the yarn that I'm getting from Amazon. Outside of the color issue, I am very pleased with the yarn. It's soft. It works up just like Bernat. It is very easy to use, and I am. I missed one there. I really like the yarn that I'm getting from Amazon. It's just a nice yarn, and I get 200 more grams from that than I do a large skein of Bernat. And so for me, that's worth it to get the Amazon yarn. It's basically anywhere between the same price and like $3 less than Bernat, but you have to remember that you're getting um, 200 more grams of yarn. And I like buying my yarn in the large cones or large skeins because then they last a little bit longer for me. Um, Although not always, but they usually last a little bit longer for me. Um, but I really like that yarn. It comes in limited colors, but it's definitely something that I enjoy working with, and I think is a good, at least beginning option. I'm not sure that I really want to order from Premier. I mean, they have amazing colors, but you're getting 100 gram skeins, and that means that I need 3 of them just to make a Bernat skein. And then, if I'm going to compare it to the yarn that I have um, from Amazon, I'd have to buy another 2 skeins or 2 balls. And I'm not sure that's as cost effective for me right now, because then I'd still have to pay shipping. And I like ordering stuff when I don't have to pay shipping, and either it ships for free or I can pick it up like at Michael's or something like that, or Walmart, or because I really don't like paying for shipping if I don't have to. So this is going to be a larger octopus than this is going to be larger than my mini octos, but smaller than some of my other octopus that I have made, but that's okay. Having different colors and different sizes, I think is a good thing, especially when you're selling to the public, because you never know what someone might find that they just can't live without. And I recognize that our financial situation in this country is not great. However, we still need joy. And yes, I recognize that not everybody is going to be able to um, purchase. I am so, so sorry. Someone else tried calling. It's like no one calls me most of the week, but then I try to do a live during the middle of the week and then everybody calls. I can call them back. It's just frustrating for me dealing with that. But it is what it is. So I'm going to do several rows of just one stitch and one stitch, no increasing, because that's going to create that dome that I'm looking for. If you're watching this, please give me a like, give me a follow, a subscribe. That's all free to you and it helps me out. I am working my way up to 100 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm just starting out on Facebook. Really what I want to be able to do is go live on my phone without having to use StreamYard. And the only way for me to be able to do that is I have to get a few more subscribers over on YouTube, and then I can go live without having to use an outside app to go live. Well, I'm not using an app. I'm using something in the web browser, but still, I'd like to be able to go live without having to deal with the whole StreamYard thing. StreamYard's great, but sometimes it's kind of nice to not have to use it. I am getting ready to deactivate my Twitch account. Going live over there on Saturdays is just not enough to keep people interested and try to reach out to folks. So I'm going to let Twitch go away because I'm going to be streaming to YouTube and Facebook, and then I'm going to try and put up videos on Instagram. And I'm working on getting better at like doing reels and doing photos, and I'm trying to get better at social media because there's so many cute things out there, but I know that I can crochet some pretty decent looking things, and I want to show off my talent as well as my skill. I've been crocheting since I was 5. Typically, I am a garment crocheter and knitter. However, I am getting into plushies. I have been crocheting plushies since December, which doesn't sound like a long time. However, I've been just generally crocheting for decades. And I bring that knowledge to the table making plushies. So I am confident in my plushies. I may not be confident in my social media skills or videoing skills, but I'm working on getting better. I'm working on doing better. So, um, it's just a journey that I'm walking down. Let's see. I got several more rows to do on this poor octopus. I'm also going to be doing stickers. I don't know that I'm going to sell them, but I think I'm going to put them in packages as people purchase so they get a little extra. It's always nice to get a little extra, right? Um, I do have two thermal printers to work with, and I bought a bunch of thermal rolls of, I don't know if you would consider it tape or labels, but anyways, I bought quite a few of those so that I can make stickers. And I'm going to make labels for to go on the back of my business cards, because I am going to put, once I get it all put together, I'm going to put my social media, my link tree on the back of my business cards as a sticker. So then if it changes, I'm not stuck with that particular QR code that doesn't work. I can just swap it out. And then I'm also going to put my SKU and my price on the back of my business cards. And then each plushie or lovey or stuffy will get a business card attached to them. And we have a bunch of like thread that I'm going to use. That way it's easy to get off the plushie and it's not going to mess up the stitches. Plus we have a ton of it, so we don't have to buy any. Um, Bella's making her bed over there. I was running really low on black because I've made several things with black. So I purchased some more black and it came in today. I don't know if you can hear that, but she is sure digging to China right now. Um, and I ordered a couple of different colors so that I can kind of spice things up. I am almost done with the old Bernat, almost. I still have some more to go, but I'm getting there. Um, and then when I'm done with the Bernat, I will change over to some of the other yarns that are newer, well, new to me that I really haven't used. My goal is just to keep making more and more plushies, um, and make unique plushies that are all different. Yes, I'm batch making leggy frogs, but I'm only making 2 out of each color, and I'm not going to batch make a ton of them. I do want to see how they sell, and then as they sell, I can always make more. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is just basically making things so I have stock and product, and mom's going to be helping me with eyes later on today. I'm excited to get the eyes done because frankly, that's like the eyes and the faces, that's what takes me forever and drives me nuts. I'm not the greatest sewer or embroidery person out there, and I just have to kind of keep working through learning and trying to get better. Um, So we'll see. I'm hoping mom can kind of help me with some of the embroidery and whatnot, because like there's a lot of stuff that needs eyes and faces. Mostly my stuff needs eyes. There's some things that need like blush, or they need a mouth, or a nose, but I'm hoping that we can get through some of this box today. Well, hopefully most of this box today, because then what's in there can go into the finished box. And then I can continue the cycle, and we'll see how that works out. I do have quite a bit of plushies, but I don't know my exact count yet. And I just don't think that I have enough, which is why I keep making more. Because selling outside of the house, I'm not going to sell absolutely every day, but I'm going to sell several times outside of my house. Um, I'm thinking at least 4 days a week, um, every week during the summer. And that means that I have to have inventory for that. And not that I plan on selling it all, because I don't think I'm going to sell it all. However, I need to keep making inventory so that I have what I need as I need it. We may end up doing a winter market this year as well. We're kind of playing everything by ear right now, until we get things set in stone. But I am hopeful that we can, that mom and I have enough stock to do what we want to do. Um, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to work on the tentacles, which are really, really easy, which is nice. And I know that there's free patterns on YouTube as well as Instagram, and I have done a free pattern on Instagram. Oh, that is the mood octopus. So this is kind of reminiscent of that, if I can remember to do it right. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm very excited that mom and I are starting on this new adventure of, our own business and getting things out there the way that we want to. Um, we are kind of both, I'm thinking, on the same page more now, and it's nice that we're both we both are thinking the same things. So that's kind of what we've been up to. Because I did my big Dachshund plushie Sunday, and I did my then Monday? Well, I sewed it Monday. So then I had a bunch of stuff that needed to be sewed on Monday. So I did do a bunch of sewing on Monday. And then I worked on that Saturday. I worked on the bee dragon. And then Sunday was the dachshund. Monday was putting the dachshund together, as well as working on the some other stuff that needed to be sewn. I finished the anchor. Yeah, no, I finished anchor on Monday. So I am very excited that I finished anchor. I really want him to be a like the dachshund and be a piece that kind of draws people in to see what else is there. I like making pieces different and unique. So we'll see how things all pan out. Didn't do it right. Okay, back again. Okay, so we are here and I need to go there. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited for the summer and the warmer temperatures. Being in Wyoming, of course, we're not going to be anywhere near like Florida or Mississippi or anything like that, but we do get warm. Sometimes we get tornadoes and thunderstorms that come through, but often it's just really dry heat, kind of like the desert because we're the high plains. So I'm hoping that we get some nice rain. Not so much hail because that causes damage, but rain would be nice. We're still not out of the realm of getting snow because I've seen it snow in July. So I'm just hoping that we can get through things fairly easily and hopefully get some moisture, which is why we purchased our tent for hot dog crochet. That way we can sell outside and keep everything dry if we need to and keep the sun off of it so it's not beating down on everything. And I'll be having my partner in crime, my not so miniature dachshund, Humphreys, out with me while I'm selling. He loves people. He just doesn't like people coming to the house. And so I think being outside on his halter and his leash, he'll do better with all of the ruckus and everything else that'll be going on. So I'm working on a octopus right now. Working through a bunch of yarn that I've had for a long time so that I can break into new stuff. So that's really just what I'm working on right now. I made a leggy frog and now I'm making an octopus. I'll probably go back and make another leggy frog. Because I'm doing 2 out of each color and I don't have 2 out of the red yet. So I'm just trying to prioritize this yarn because we've had it for so long, and I like seeing it in projects because then it feels like it's going to good use. There we go. So we are almost to the point of being ready to sell. I still have to take pictures and do some other stuff, but we're very, very close. And that makes me happy because I've been working on this for quite a while now. And doing the back end, like the photographs and putting stuff on the website, is not my favorite thing to do, but it's, one of those necessary evils. I would much rather just sit here and crochet, 10, 12 hours a day, every day, but that would not work with the business because mom can't do the back end stuff. And I know that, and that's okay. She does a lot of other stuff that helps out. Um, and we're just a small business just kind of chugging along. And I'm not trying to be anybody's influencer or anything like that. I'm just me. So if you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button and the follow button. Comment if you'd like. Hmm, there it is. So there we go. This is almost done. It'll be done here real quick. And then I'll probably do another leggy frog, and then I may find something else to do. I guess I could make a red loaf cat. Although I don't know anybody that would really want a red cat. Do you? I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that might want a red cat. Um, I like to really stuff my plushies firmly so that they don't wilt. You know how sometimes you'll buy a plushie for a child and then like from a grocery store or something, and then within a couple of days it starts kind of going flat. Yeah, I don't want someone to purchase something from me and it go flat. I don't think that that's right. Especially since I'm hand making everything that I'm doing. Everything is by hand and by feel. So, um, I just don't want stuff to not be worth the price that I'm putting on them. I want them to be worth what I'm asking. So I'm gonna swap hooks. Okay. This is not the best yarn for decreases, and I'm gonna have to go back and sew the holes closed. I mean, it did really well on the rest of it, but the underside is not looking too hot, but that's easy enough to fix. And then once I get this guy done, he'll go in my box of treasures that need eyes and faces. Most of them just need eyes. They don't really need faces. They might need a little blush, but they don't really need full faces. Or at least I don't think they do. Okie dokies. One more round. Decreases. I like the thicker Bernat yarn because usually I don't have to sew the I usually don't have a whole lot of holes that I need to sew through. With the Bernat blanket tiny, even doubling it up, I'm seeing a lot of holes, which is why I'm using it so I can get rid of it, because I do not like working with this particular yarn because I have to go down to like a 4 or a 3.5 to get away from the holes. And I can do that. I just would prefer to use my larger hooks. Larger hooks and larger yarn mean your projects turn out bigger, which I like. And there's nothing wrong with smaller projects. I just prefer the way that I do it. Now, when you're crocheting, there's a ton of different ways. You know, there's more than one way. Well, that's not nice. I was going to kind of say something that my grandma would say, but it's not nice. So I'm not going to say that. But there's more than one way to do pretty much anything and everything. So I don't think that there's any one right way. It's just what works for you. And this yarn and I are not on very good terms right now. Mainly because I just don't like having to sew up so many holes, which is fine. It's not hard. It's just that it's not my favorite thing to do because I do not like to sew. Okay. However, I know sewing is part of crochet and it always has been for me. So it's just something that I don't particularly care to do. Um, I would make stuff and then when I was younger and then have mom sew in the ends. And I've gotten much better about sewing in my own ends, or at least tucking them in because sometimes in amigurumi you don't amigurumi plus you don't necessarily have to, as long as it's knotted, you don't actually have to weave in the ends. You can actually tuck them in to the project, which works just fine a lot of times. It just kind of depends on what kind of project you're doing and how you're doing it. Um, what else? And when you're crocheting, crochet the way you want to. crochet what you want to. If knit or you needlepoint or whatever, works well for you, go for it. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. I'm almost done with this silly sewing. Then I will show you what it looks like without eyes and without a face. Okay, so here's the octo. Um, we are just over an hour, and so I'm gonna say goodbye. If you would like, I do a live Thursday nights at 5 o'clock. And tomorrow I'm going to be showing my wiener dog, the sausage dog, Mrs. Dipple Dapple. And I will probably be showing off some other projects that I've gotten done. I might even be counting all my plushies. Oh, can I count that high? I don't know. Maybe. You'll just have to tune in and see. Thank you, Facebook, for a warm reception. And as always, y'all are wonderful over on YouTube. My name is Jamie, and this is Hot Dog Crochet. And I always end my videos with this way. You are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Be kind to everyone, including yourself. And I mean that. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.